In fair Verona, two families, the Montagues and Capulets, were locked in a bitter feud. They hated each other. Romeo, a Montague, was a sensitive soul. Juliet, a Capulet, was a bright and beautiful girl. They were destined to meet, but their family's hatred would make their love a dangerous game. Could their love survive the hate? One night, the Capulets threw a grand masquerade ball. The hall was filled with laughter, music, and the rustle of elegant gowns. Romeo, disguised in a mask, snuck in, his heart pounding with anticipation. He saw Juliet from across the room. Their eyes met, and in that instant, time seemed to stand still. The noise of the party faded into the background. In that moment, the world fell away. It was as if they were the only two people in the room, their souls recognizing each other. They were lost in each other, oblivious to the crowd around them. Their connection was immediate and intense. They danced, their movements perfectly in sync. They talked, sharing secrets and dreams, their voices barely above a whisper. They fell deeply in love, their hearts beating as one. Every glance, every touch deepened their bond. But their happiness was fragile, like a delicate flower in bloom. It was beautiful, yet vulnerable. Their families were sworn enemies, locked in a bitter feud. If they ever found out about Romeo and Juliet's love, it would tear them apart. Their secret was dangerous, a ticking time bomb. But their love was too strong to ignore. They held on to each other, determined to fight for their love, no matter the cost. Romeo and Juliet knew from the moment they met that their love was something extraordinary, something that transcended the boundaries set by their feuding families. They had to be together, no matter the cost. Their hearts beat as one, and they couldn't imagine a life apart. Desperate for a way to unite, they turned to Friar Lawrence, a kind and understanding priest who had always been a friend to both families. He agreed to marry them in secret, hoping their love could end the feud that had torn their families apart for so long. Under the cover of darkness, Romeo and Juliet exchanged vows, promising to love and cherish each other for all eternity. They were husband and wife, bound by a love that was as deep as it was forbidden. But their happiness was short-lived. The world around them was filled with danger and uncertainty. Danger lurked around every corner, threatening to tear them apart. Their secret couldn't stay hidden forever. The walls were closing in, and they knew it was only a matter of time before they were discovered. And fate, it seemed, had other plans for the star-crossed lovers, plans that would test the very limits of their devotion. Tybalt, Juliet's hot-headed cousin, found out about Romeo. A fight broke out. Tybalt, known for his fiery temper and quickness to anger, couldn't stand the sight of Romeo, a Montague, at the Capulets' event. The tension between the two was palpable, and it didn't take long for words to turn into swords. The air was thick with the sound of clashing steel and shouts of anger. Romeo tried to stop it, but Tybalt killed Romeo's best friend, Mercutio. Mercutio, always the joker, tried to defuse the situation with humor, but Tybalt's blade found its mark. As Mercutio fell, the light in his eyes dimming, he cursed both houses, sealing their tragic fate. Blinded by grief and rage, Romeo killed Tybalt. The loss of his friend was too much to bear, and in a moment of blind fury, Romeo's sword struck true. Tybalt fell, and with him any hope of peace between the families. Romeo was banished from Verona. Juliet was heartbroken. The lovers' dreams of a future together were shattered. Romeo's banishment was a fate worse than death for Juliet, who now faced a life without her beloved. She devised a desperate plan to fake her death and escape with Romeo. With the help of Friar Lawrence, she took a potion that would make her appear dead, hoping that Romeo would come to rescue her from the family tomb. But Romeo never got her message. The letter explaining the plan was delayed, and Romeo, unaware of the ruse, believed Juliet had truly died. He returned to find Juliet seemingly dead. Overcome with grief, he couldn't imagine a life without her. Thinking he'd lost everything, Romeo took his own life. He drank poison, choosing to join Juliet in death rather than live without her. Juliet woke to find Romeo dead by her side. Her heart shattered. She realized the full extent of the tragedy. She couldn't live without him, and ended her own life. With Romeo's dagger, she joined him in death, hoping to be together in the afterlife. The tragedy finally opened everyone's eyes. The senseless feud had led to the loss of their most precious treasures. The feud had cost them everything. The streets of Verona, once filled with life, now echoed with the silence of loss. Romeo and Juliet's love story reminds us that hate only breeds more hate. Their love, though tragic, serves as a powerful reminder of the destructive power of hatred. And love, even in death, has the power to heal. The sun rises over Verona, promising a new beginning, and flowers bloom at their grave, symbolizing hope and renewal.